Morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your daily dose. Sorry, it hasn't been as regular as before. Things have changed, schedules have been mixed up, and honestly, the only event that I didn't realistically cover was the Arms Rave Scorching Sun Shielding of Kunlan or Kunlun. I don't know how to pronounce that one. And these are the tactic ones. So I figured most players would pretty much be able to go through these and determine if it was good for your account. Of course, if you decided to spend what was it? It was five, 10. It was like 10k gold each to get some of these tactics. It's is what it is, right? But we can talk a little bit about it. Sun Crow, chance to inflict a stack of solar flare cannot be removed, which is quite nice considering there is a lot of removing of debuffs and stuff like that. Every time an enemy takes action, solar flare is a negative effect against that action. Lasts the entire battle and stacks up to 6 times. So basically, it is a debuff stacking tactic. 70% chance to summon a three-legged crow every time an ally takes action, dealing additional magic damage. Kind of like Zooj Gals. Basically summons out a little puppet, does some extra damage. Every one stack of solar flares a target has, the target receive additional damage, i.e. it stacks up. So, I mean, if solar flare and the magic crow was, I guess if their base damage was really, really high, that would be interesting. I'm sure that this overall will do quite a lot of damage because most offensive tactics will. Um, we already know that historically, so of course, if players are going to get this one, I mean, I didn't really have any questions, so I feel like most just went with the Sun Crow. But we'll check out the other one. All enemies lose 20% damage reduction. Basically, crit for 1 round. Three-legged crow can be summoned up to 8 times, so basically it can be multi-procced, which is interesting. The passive ability, fire tactic allies total damage is increased by 30%. So it is also a buff slash debuff. All stats of heroes with tactics plus 10%, so additional stats per tactic, which is kind of interesting, not gonna lie. And tactics, okay, so if enemies don't have elemental tactics, or the elemental tactics are weak against this tactic, all allies' total damage increase will be increased by 10% for the entire battle. Water is strong against fire, fire is strong against water, so basically, if you don't have the counter, then you automatically get an extra 10% damage increase, which is interesting. Wind is strong against lightning, lightning is strong against water. So I assume that they will start to bring out different versions of these. So that's fire, this I believe would be water. In the first round, when allies received more than max HP damage, it'll be reduced by 50%, and ally shield points received will be increased. So this is definitely a defensive one, which we all knew. For the entire battle, allies received 30% chance to convert 30% damage into HP. Very interesting. Interesting. So attacks can be turned into HP. 50%. Oh, sorry, 80% chance. Excuse me, oh, bit of tired. 80% chance to summon the nine-headed beast every time an enemy takes action. Allies are healed again by attack percentage. 50% chance to grant all allies a shield as well as being healed. The nine-headed beast increases all allies' damage reduction, damage bonus, and crit, etc., etc., etc. Can be summoned 8 times, very similar to the three-legged crow. Enveloping mist, water tactic. So this is the opposite of fire. They're basically the same thing, which is a damage boost and a damage reduction, boost to the total tactics percentages, and of course a standard buff or debuff, depending on if the other team is running the opposite. So if the other team is running Sun and you're running Mist, you cancel that out in terms of the 10% additional damage. Very interesting. I would say that in terms of like the bonuses, where's the bonuses? Because normally it's a set bonus. You get crit and crit resistance. Honestly, if it had been crit strength, I would have been a little bit more impressed. Maybe because that's the hardest statistic to acquire in the game. Crit and crit resistance, I feel like most players have probably already maxed those ones out or have them exceptionally high, which is not uncommon. Okay, we can't win there. We're not going to fight Miko either. All right. Well, we should probably grab these things. Should grab these things because we're on this page and that kind of makes sense, right? So, most players are probably already decided which ones they're going to buy. If you are spending on the event, which has already passed, let me know in the comment section down below if you built the tactics and did you see a massive increase to your overall survivability or damage, depending on which ones that you picked. Honestly, offensive always trumps defense, but eventually, you know, you get the other one, right? That's generally the rule of thumb. If you haven't already spent these things, make sure you do so or they will disappear, which will suck. Generally speaking, pick whatever one suits your build. If you don't know which one to get, grab a growth basic or a growth advanced selection chest and forget about it. That's essentially what I did. I think I went with more accessory stones. The reason why I went with more accessory stones was because I haven't spent any of these, so I might be trying to build all my relics up to legendary this event time period. Purchase limit 50. Can we just grab 35? I might as well just grab the max. Is there a max here that I can get? I can get like a maximum of these. You know what? We're just going to grab it. Because ultimately, that's all that's going to benefit my account besides indexes. And to be fair, you can get indexes like these selection packs. The game throws it at you. So wouldn't be too stressed. I haven't bought any of these ones yet. And that's not to say that I won't. There's still a little bit of time to go. Make sure, of course, that if you haven't already grabbed this, you grab that. So some free goodies. Interestingly enough, they do give you the outdated version of the Stark Armor. I will say though that it is random, so if you want to roll the dice, if you're really like hurting for Stark Armor, particularly some legendary ones, definitely go with that one. Certainly, if you're on a newer account, that would make a lot more sense. What do we get here? Oh, we got a mythic one. Oh yeah, okay, all right, I'll take that. I accept that. Come here, buddy. Stark Armor. Is there another one? There is. Lovely. That's what we like to see. Boom. We managed to grab one more layer of this as well. I have been slacking quite a lot in terms of powering up. I might do another longer video with that one a little bit later on. There is a lot of crap in the bag, but I feel like most players have already understood the gist of it. Make sure you haven't, if you haven't already, grab your free gold here. Red Packet Rain. I have got lucky twice now, so that's kind of cool. So I've got some free VIP and gold. But this one is what everybody is interested in. So obviously you're gonna have a choice between your Arcane era. Now most players will pick either Marshal or Dacian. If you want to stick historically to your nation, go ahead and do that. I mean, there is no real right or wrong in this scenario. I will say that, and the only reason that I feel like that there is no right or wrong is because, well, you build what's good for your account. I'm still going to keep going and trying to get my Gen 2 Mythic tactics. It is kind of crazy that I have not been able to get those ones. So we're going to go with Arcane Chest because, I mean, even if they give me a handful of them, it's better than nothing, right? We're going to keep going with the Generation 6 ones just because we haven't built these ones out yet. So most players are going to look very similar to this depending on which one they decide to pick for their main heroes. Make sure you get your 5 a day. It's kind of important. Of course, if you aren't spending the gold, I would go and farm the gold somewhere if you can to grab these ones. If it's the story mode, if it's siege. Basically, you want to grab the gold because if there is a even remote chance, a tiny weeny 0.001% chance to drop the main premium reward, absolutely worthwhile doing. It's 0.05%, and it is a 0.01% chance to get the Arcane prize. I knew it would be absolutely atrociously small, but what do you expect? If you hit the jackpot, you hit the jackpot. March out the Splendid. Oh my goodness, Vingado, you got it. I'm so jealous. That is amazing. Now, of course, if you are going to be spending a little bit on the event, absolutely go ahead and do so for the guaranteed selection chests. They don't have multiple selection choices in them, which is kind of weird. I mean, you would expect by now, very similar to the Sky Blazing or Sky Blessing package that you will be able to select, including the Azure Dragon. However, it's not there, so it is what it is. I do predict that the Azure Dragon will be here eventually, which I feel like a lot of players might start to invest in because it's a lot less shards to get. Remember, the Azure Dragon in these acquires 100 shards, whereas these require 120, as well as the Arcane Armor Pieces, which require 120. All right, let's see if we get lucky. You never know. And to be honest, I mean, 5 shards for free, essentially, for gold. I mean, I'll just keep taking the shards. We're going to do some solo pulls. We'll see if that's enough to give us a little bit of a trigger. Giving us 2 of these shards isn't too bad as well. We only got 1 that time. Last 10 bomb, 1 again. Unfortunately, we never get anything in the Starlight Wish event. You already know the truth. I feel like everybody knows it. But if you are going to spend a little bit of money, I mean, essentially speaking, these selection packs are the way to go. And just grabbing the dollar pack for the additional lanterns. It could be worthwhile if you're very, very close to being able to finish off your Arcane Hero. I believe we got 10 shards in total of 35 pulls. So for gold, I mean, you want to give me 10 shards? I'll take 10 shards. Just be aware that eventually the Arcane Hero is going to be appearing in its own limited time event when they do update that, probably in the next 2 weeks. I predict that we will see another of the Generation 5 or the Generation 6 time heroes, so they will appear as well. Let me have a little look to see if there's any sort of indexes, because that could be an indicator. There is no more indexes there. Is there going to be any more index updates? Because you know the game is sneaky with its updates. But no, it doesn't look like there's anything else that they're showing us in addition to that. Let's just check out the indexes here real quick. I imagine that they will give us a little bit of a teaser soon about what's next. Yes, the Vermilion Bird. So this one, of course, is going to be out in the next celebration event. It'll probably either be before or after the limited time heroes. So the Gen 2 Arcane Heroes will be released this coming month in July. So stay tuned to that. But Vermilion Bird, the Radiant, I love it. I feel like this is going to be a replacement for our version of the Fire Deity. I assume so. I don't know. We'll probably go into it a little bit more, but if you are curious, it is in the indexes, so check those ones out. You get 15% defense if you grab those ones, so that'll be pretty cool to cover on the account. And of course, if some of the generous players will let us have access, we'll be able to showcase those live. Now, I will be getting back to some people throughout the weekend/week about doing some account reviews. I believe there are a couple on Discord that asked, and in Facebook on the Facebook post. So I will probably try to reach out with some of those ones, including, of course, Princess. I did see your message if you are watching this. We will try and organize a way for that to be showcased and to do a little bit of a review there as well, if that is what people are interested in. Now, in saying this, is there anything else that we could particularly cover in this video? I feel like it's either going to be a really great event for a lot of people, it's going to suck. So let me know in the comment section down, did you get lucky? Vingato, you lucky person managing to secure the bag there, though. I feel like that's pretty awesome. I do like to see when people do get those amazing drop chances. I feel like we could do some index score updates in a video. We do have quite a lot of these selection chests as well. Is there any mythic ones in here? Why don't we just pull 7 out? We actually got 2, and we got some legendary weapons, which is actually pretty decent out of a 7 pull. And I, of course, didn't really pay for those ones, so I can't complain. It's actually not terrible. I'm not sure if I will take these ones out and go with the legendary Stark Armors, only because they're legendary and I don't necessarily need them. I might need a lot of these Starstones, so I'll probably just keep these ones for later. But let's just check to see if I can upgrade any other ones. I can indeed. Okay, so we'll grab you. And maybe, just maybe, there might be an opportunity to advance along. Sometimes you don't know. You never know. You never pick it. Is there anyone's here? Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like we might need to get some alternatives. Interesting. It looks like the RNG has stricken again. Who knows though? Maybe there is one. Is there one with a mythic attached to it? I'm looking for the mythic dot. There is, but I need 2 mythics for that. and I need a mythic for you. I think we're heading into the territory of needing multiple copies of these mythic tactic things. You know the drill, though. If you already haven't, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Jump into the link in the description field down below to our Discord. Say hello. Last thing before we leave it, if you are curious about this, I would recommend cheering on Franco. Maximum cheers. Grab as many as you possibly can. You can buy some additional ones from the shop, of course. You know, if you didn't manage to get into this one, that's unfortunate. Next time you will be able to get access to this. So if you want some additional cheers to make some extra moolah, go ahead and spend a little bit of gold to do so. I would always bet on Franco because Franco will always be the winner. And the reason being is he's probably like 20 trillion by now, maybe even higher. He's 22, yeah, it's 22 trillion. So chances are he will always win. Like there's no, unless he takes everything off before the fight and let somebody else win. I don't know why you would do that, but you know, you never know, right? Maybe it's for a summit reward or something like that. Who knows? But basically, yes, go for Franco. You don't necessarily. I mean, look, if you want to do individual bettings and stuff like that, have some fun with that. Like in terms of speculation, you can mix and match, but it's kind of a sure thing if you know what I mean. Like it is a bit of a sure thing. He has a 2.2 odd, so at least you're going to get back at least to double your coins, right? But there are some cool odds in here. I feel like the most obvious is going to be Franco. So congratulations, whoever comes second, congratulations from the account. Now I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to talk about. I think we've all gotten the gist of it. Do your East win, it's important. Do your Red Packet Rain when it pops up. World Conquest has begun. I was waiting for this to begin again. Make sure you jump in and do this one if you haven't already. It is kind of important so that your Legion can get some of these shops. I was wondering if this would appear soon. Let's have a look to see. Maybe it popped up a little bit earlier than this, though. So they reset these ones, and you get a selection chest between these and the tactics that you'll need, which is sneaky. I'm going to use the word sneaky for that one. We can't preview any of those other rewards, but let's have a look to see in the shop itself. So you can get beast crystals, you can get essence, you can get the arcane, you can get these ones back again after you complete chapter 2. Good to see that they've brought that back. And you get a selection chest as well. All right. So, not as terrible as I thought it would be. So make sure you're doing this until you start to accumulate enough. I imagine that this will be able. I mean, eventually, I say that they're going to have Gao in there, the second arcane strategist for a reward. But at the moment, it looks like this is just the first one. So make sure you're finishing those ones off if you are still using that in the game. All right, I think I've done my due diligence. Nothing else to really talk about. Nah, I think that's it. All right, well, until next time, have a great day.